The following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to this week's installment of Marc and Marc in the Midday. I'm Marc Weiss. I am the starter, and of course, I got the closer with me. My good buddy Marc Littell has been out doing a whole load of book signings and meetings and all kinds of crazy stuff. And with us today, we've got a friend of Marc's. We got one of his boot heel buddies. We got a friend of his, a guy who is named Jerry Hollis, and he is a Cardinal superfan. Jerry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Jerry, tell us, first Cardinal game ever that you went to that you remember. Give us the description. Who were they playing? What year was it? And how did that grip you and make you a Cardinal guy for life?
Okay. I can't remember. I'm not sure exactly who they played, but I do remember my earliest memory is of a photo day back in the 70s with Lou Brock. I got pictures of me and Lou Brock, which he's one of my favorite all-time Cardinal players. Like I said, that back then they didn't have the cell phones and the cameras and all that stuff. They wouldn't let you get down on the field or interact with the players too much. But they had photo day, and that was one of the times that I can remember as a little kid. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, I would guess. And that's my earliest memory of going to the game. But I went to several games before then because my parents always went, and they said they took me as a baby. My first year, I was born in July, and they took me as a baby my first year that I was born. So I got to actually see a Cardinal game. But I've been a Cardinal fan my whole life.
Now how far in distance are you from St. Louis? Did your family make like one of those what they call those weekend treks where you get in and you go Friday, Saturday, Sunday and catch the weekend games? Was that kind of what you guys did?
Yeah, sometimes, yes, sir. We'd see 1 or 2 games, yes, sir. I live probably on 30 hours south, straight down 55. I'm about 50 miles south of Saxton, Missouri, if anybody's ever heard of that. So we're straight down 55.
We're down there in the boot heel, Marc. I mean, it's kind of a different breed of cat down there, and we do roadkill coon and, squirrel every once in a while, and, and then we eat at Strawberries, which is the barbecue place that the Cardinals go to when they're down here, when they make their spring run before they go to spring training. And Jerry likes Strawberries a lot. Matter of fact, you're supposed to go there tonight, aren't you, Jerry? Aren't you supposed to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're supposed to have a little get together there tonight. I went to school there in the little town that the barbecue place was at. There's only like 600 people, and that's where I graduated school from. And I was pretty much raised on Strawberries. They had a our high school had open campus, and we could walk up there and eat during lunchtime. It's a really good place. Kind of an unknown secret to people. But if anybody comes to this area finds out about it, they go back if they get a chance. It's a really good place to eat.
Yeah, that's one thing the boot heel is blessed with is pretty good barbecue places once in a while, and you traipse on toward Arkansas and Memphis, and it's pretty much all the same down there. But the fun thing is Jerry and I met on Facebook, and we friended each other, and I got to know him a little bit, and I was doing that thing over there in Poplar Bluff and Cape, and so I was down in Gideon I was staying with Jamer, and I said to Jamer, Hillfiker, he's the B guy, and I said, Jamer, I got to go by and run down Jerry Hollis. I said he's not feeling too well, so I'm gonna go over and see if I can put a smile on his face, and maybe I could. Well, maybe we can just chew the fat a little bit, boot heel style, and so I didn't have a book on me, but I went back and got me a book and went back over that night and got him a book, and it was all good. He put his Cardinal shirt on to take a picture, which I loved. And so we took the picture and we put it up on Facebook, and we were all smiles, and everything was pretty cool. And you got somebody from the boot heel, you got somebody that's a Cardinal fan, and you go over there, hey, you got to run them down and get them feeling better, and let's go and let's play some baseball here. And so Jerry, because so Jerry talked my head. He knows. Matter of fact, he was sitting there saying the other day something. Who do you think the closer is going to be for the Cardinals?
I think before the end of the year that they're going to move Mojica. They just signed him to a minor league deal, and he pitched really good for us a few years ago when he was with us, and he kind of lost his way when he went back into free agency. But I think he's going to be our closer before the end of the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if Wainwright don't end up in the pen by the end of the year too.
Right.
I think he'll go as a starter, but I think if he starts having problems, they'll slow him down, and I think he'll probably end up in the pen. And of course, everybody's waiting on Reyes to come back.
Yeah, you got Ozuna. They got that. They picked
Ozuna's in the outfield, and I don't know if I put a bug in your ear the other day. Lance Lynn hasn't signed yet, and he's still. I wouldn't mind re-signing him. He kind of got a raw. I don't want to say a raw deal, but I was really surprised that the Cardinals didn't try to re-sign him. So he hadn't been signed yet. So I'm kind of anxious to see what happens the next couple of weeks.
Hey Jerry, after the last couple of years where the Cardinals come up a little bit short, do you think that Matheny is now on the hot seat this year, that he's got to get them over the hump?
Yeah, I think if he's not there, he's getting awful close, because it's just the Cardinals. The Cardinals as a franchise have always been family. They give everybody several chances, but they also are a very prideful organization. They like to win. They don't have 11 pennants for no reason. So I think he's going to have to prove himself this year. I really do.
Do you think he's under a lot more pressure because of the fact that the rival Cubs won a championship 2 years ago and made it to the LCS last year? Do you think that puts more pressure on him, because Cardinals don't like to lose to Cubs? It's just the way the world works.
Right. We've always been considered the big brother. The Cardinals versus the Cubs. We have a very friendly rivalry, but we've always considered to be the big brother, the one that always takes the pen, that always takes the lead. That's kind of been around the last couple of years, and we're having a hard time taking it. So.
Well, those guys have always had the big city, but you had the big rings, because you guys won the championships and had the bigger domination as far as the league goes. Whereas with those guys, they've always invested in marquee players, but always come up short some way, shape, or form. And of course, curses.
Well, they're starting to do what we've always done. They're building from the farm system. That's what the Cardinals have always done, and they've always had a real strong farm system. They're not really going to, they will go out and get a trade, if they need somebody to help them at the end. But as a general rule, they've always went with their guys, and that's something I've always admired, and seemed like we've always done a real good job at.
Well, let's face it. It probably eats them in the craw, knowing the fact that most of the people who live downstate in Illinois root for the Cardinals. So they have people in their own state who aren't even rooting for them, and you guys pretty much dominate the whole state of Missouri except for the area around Kansas City.
Right.
Cardinal fans stretch all across. I think I've heard a number of times that people will travel 8 to 10 hours on a weekend to get to 3 Cardinal games. That's how big of a thing it is for them.
Have you ever been to a Cardinal game at Busch?
I actually have been to both this stadium and the last one. My family's lives in the outskirts of St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I've got cousins who live in St. Anne and Creve Coeur, and so I spent summers there. So yes, I am familiar.
Yeah, if you've ever been there, and it's just awesome. There's nothing like it.
Last time I went was 2 years ago, 2015. But actually, it's now 3 years ago.
When I see these franchises, they show our away games sometime. I remember watching a game a few years ago when the Phillies were just really, really bad, awful, and they went, there was like 7,000 in attendance or something like that. And I can't imagine. The Cardinals, even when they're playing bad, they play in front of 40,000 every night.
Hey, Jerry, who's the top three in the division this year? Who's he going to be battle out with? You got the Cardinals, and go ahead. What's your top three teams in that division?
I think it's going to be the ones it was this year. I think it's going to be the Cardinals, Cubs, and probably the Brewers.
The Brewers picked up somebody the other day.
The Pirates may start out hot, but they'll fizzle out like they always do.
Mm-hmm. Especially after the Pirates have been selling players left and right, I don't think they have much to even think about contending. And Cincinnati is nowhere near contending, so those two, you throw them out of the mix.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Brewers and the Cardinals and the Cubs.
Jerry, let me put you in my time machine and take you back to the wild and crazy world of the 1980s. And since we have a lot of fans over here that listen to us, I live in New York City and they're Met fans, take me back to those Met-Cardinal rivalry days of the 1980s. And I want to get the Cardinal fan perspective of that rivalry and how things were, because I know it was pretty heated here on this side.
Yes, sir, it was. We didn't like each other. I'll just straight out say we did not like each other. That was, and I'll tell you what now, when Vince Coleman played for the Mets, that just about killed me.
It killed Met fans too, trust me, when he played here.
Yeah, man, oh gosh. He was a good player, man.
I personally remember going to
people I've ever seen.
I personally remember going to a Mets Cardinal game, and I forget what year it was, but the Mets fans were standing up on their heels, chanting that na hey goodbye kind of stuff, and I'm like, you don't do that because it's just bad luck. And Pendleton, I think, hit a 3-run shot or something like that, and just crushed the Mets' hopes and stuff like that. And I was thinking, I bet those fans back in St. Louis were going crazy when that happened.
Oh yeah.
But you brought up Vince Coleman. Do you think if he doesn't get injured in '85 with that tarp crap that the Cardinals beat KC and win the series?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was a freak deal. That was to be taken down by a piece of equipment. That was pretty sad. It's kind of like Matheny the year Mike Matheny got out of the playoffs, cutting himself with a knife at home. It's just freak. We've had all kinds of freak accidents like that with Danny Cox through the years. He had a bum fishing accident and hurt himself right before the playoffs. And it seems like
or even the freak thing with Rick Ankiel losing his control in 2000.
Right. That was hard to watch. That was really hard to watch.
It's never been explained.
It's like one day he had it, and the next day he didn't, and he couldn't get it back, and he was like a deer in the headlights and didn't know. Even the coaches didn't know. I mean, that's they weren't found with him. They didn't know. They didn't know what to do.
Well, let's ask the pitcher over here. Right now. Could you dissect this country? How did that happen to him, man?
Well, it's the whole game's a little bit more mental than it is physical. But a fifth of vodka doesn't help any matters. When you go out there, I mean, you're kind of putting yourself blindsided, you might say. So,
right.
And
he come back and he come back and proved a couple of years after that there wasn't anything wrong with his arm when he made that throw from center field to third base on a fly.
There's like Steve Stacks had the thing, and we call it the thing when people the yips the thing, and they sit out there and they're going along throwing great, and all of a sudden they can't hit the broadside of a barn, and it's all up in that noggin right there, that thing sitting on your shoulders.
Kind of like Jon Lester. Everybody talks about Jon Lester not being able to throw to first base. Like the Cardinals, I thought should have took a lot better advantage of that when they were playing them last year. But
I almost feel like there's always been a gentleman's agreement not to take advantage of them.
Well, they always talk about it, like in the pregame, they always talk about it, but it seems like they never take advantage of it.
Nobody does.
They're still scared. Yeah, it's like they're still scared, man. As long as nobody's taking advantage of it, you don't have a problem with it.
I always thought there was two reasons for it. One might be a gentleman's agreement not to take advantage of it, or I don't want to take advantage of it and then get up the next time and get one in my ear.
Right.
I don't think there's a gentleman's agreement there, to tell you the truth. I'd just take advantage of the whole situation, because you only get a chance to get runners out there to win. You only got 162 games to do it, so take advantage and just win the damn game any way you can.
Right.
I know that's how I would think about it. So.
Right. Especially when it's Cardinals and Cubs. I mean, that's just you got to win. That's all there's to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's for darn sure. And, but, everybody, we have Jerry Hollis on with us from Clarkton, Missouri. It's in my neck of the woods. He's a super fan. I met Jerry on Facebook. We friended, and he is telling us about Cardinal Baseball, and he's very much up on the subject. And we're talking Cubs, Brewers, and Cardinals running it for it this year. And my buddy Mike Matheny, I'm saying prayers for Mike, because I had him as a player when I was coaching with the Brewers. And we're just waiting for ice skating and horse jumping to stop and get on with spring training with the pitchers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You only watch so much of that crap.
Oh, my gosh. Is that true? That is so true. Well, Jerry, we want to wish you, from the show, we want to wish you the best. We're praying for your health, because we pray for all our fans, and especially Cardinal fans, because you guys are known as the best fans in baseball, and people can always debate those things, but I don't know how you can debate people traveling 8 to 10 hours to get to a game as not being super. So we wish you the best in everything, and we hope you're following the show, and we wish the Cardinals the best for you too as well. And I'm going to kick it on over to the closer and have him help you out.
Jerry, here's how the closer works. First of all, I'm really glad that you came on and could be with us today. And closers, we got about a 3 to 5 IQ, when we go out there and close out a ball game and say, hey, I throw hard, or, set it on game's over and stuff like that. But here's how it goes. You throw P's at the knees, no pies in the eyes, no wall balls, and you'll be just fine. Jerry, thanks for coming on. We certainly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.